Hello, all, and welcome to this Friday afternoon's beer review. Well, more like Friday evening since it's almost 6 o'clock. Just 6 minutes till 6 o'clock. And yeah, I'm going to dub this review the I'm so glad I'm back on Fridays. Cleaned up my place a little bit, uh, played strategy games, practiced my guitar, read a little bit. All the things I like to do when I don't have to work or drive. I don't like either of those things. And so yesterday I went to Tamura's to go and look for something to review. And I noticed the tariffs have now kicked in. And I'm not going to comment about my opinions on the tariffs. I'm just going to go and comment about what I observed about them. And that is namely that the beer prices have kind of bumped up a little bit in general. Could be the tariffs, could be just inflation. I know some of the components in many beers come, even domestically made beers, come from outside the country. But what was really interesting to me was just the price differences in the import. So basically, all countries, outside the US have had like their price increase by at least about $1.50, $2, you know, um, for like those single bottles of import beer. And what is really dramatic is the price bump on EU, European Economic Community imports. So like the German and Belgian beers, oh, I just had my heart skipped a beat when I saw how high they had gone up. Uh, so like there was a 4 pack of a Belgian wit that I was considering reviewing. It was priced $18.99. Now, granted, it's Hawaii, so it's going to be expensive no matter what. But a 4 pack of like those 375 milliliter cans, $18.99. In the past, that would be about like $13 to $14. So good $4 to $5 bump. Some of the German ones, for like the single bottles, or even higher, like a $5 to $6 bump. Belgian ones, yeah. So stuff from Japan, kind of in between. So about a $2 to $3 bump. Um, there. And like I said, it's kind of graduated. Like a 6 pack would be more than like a bottle. And it also kind of reveals which ones are, import beers that are contract brewed inside the United States. So, like Asahi Super Dry, no real bump there. I wonder why. Could it be because it's contract brewed inside the United States? But yeah. So it was really quite dramatic. I mean, like Thai Singha beer. So that one's not contract brewed in the United States. I'm pretty sure it still comes directly out of Thailand, but that stuff is usually dirt cheap. You know, now it's like $7 a bottle. I don't think anyone's going to be buying Singha beer for $7 a bottle. I've never reviewed Singha beer because I'm not going to pay $3 a bottle for that. I don't want to pay $3 for an already skunked bottle of beer. But yeah, so that's just the tariffs, and yeah, real painful. So I ended up buying something domestic instead, and this is from Deschutes Brewing, and this is their Anytime Lemonade Shandy. Oh boy, let's see if I can read this. Oh, I need glasses so badly. Sip, savor, and seize the moment with bright lemonade flavor blended into crisp, sessionable beer. A classic and a refreshing shandy. Good anytime. This is 5.0 ABV. I cannot see a brew date, but I think this is fairly fresh. I hadn't seen it in the past. It is a summertime style. And if I remember, Deschutes doesn't go and push out their seasonals ridiculously early like some breweries do. So yeah, gonna have this in a Medicare glass. So 5.0 ABV, kind of high ABV for a Shandy, which is usually mixed beer and lemonade. And I haven't sampled this one before. Why? Because I only bought it yesterday, bro. And I didn't want to drink yesterday. So, a boy, this is darker than I expected. So it's sort of a light golden yellow. Most shandies I've had have been pale yellow with a frothy white head, off white to off white head. Yeah, so definitely get that lemonade, kind of so sweet lemons, minerality, crackery malts. Not really getting much hopping there. So yeah, mostly malts and kind of lemon. Head receded pretty quickly. Yeah. So yeah, not a complicated bouquet, but you're not expecting a complicated bouquet from a shandy. Onto the palate now. That's interesting. So much chewier than any other shandy or radler that I had before. I wouldn't say it's viscous, but it's got some heft to it. It's also far less sweet than any other radler or shandy I had before. This one definitely leans toward the beer side. Hmm. So yeah, kind of got. Sorry, something flew into my eye there. Kind of has a lemony top note. You know, that distinct smell of lemon in the top and sweetness to kind of make it more distinguishable as lemonade. But on the palate, yeah, I wouldn't say it's dry, but the sweetness is very muted. So you get a hint of it very much at the very front of it, but then the beer sort of kicks in. And you got like a sort of crackery malt and also hop bitterness there too. The hop bitterness is showing up, and I don't know why my voice is cracking so much these past couple of weeks. Probably has something to do with postnasal drip and this humidity. The sourness, however, is very present on the palate, and as front transitions to the mid, it kind of expresses itself there and widens. And you have this interesting combination of sort of lemony tartness and hot bitterness in the long finish. Both of them fairly subdued, fairly subtle. Yeah. This is a shandy for people who want basically a beer with a hint of lemonade as opposed to a 50-50 mix, I would say. Now, the good thing about it is, the lemonade aspect tastes completely natural. There's no artificiality about it that you can sometimes get where the lemoniness is just a little bit too defined, that sort of Lemonheads kind of flavor as opposed to lemonade flavor. On the downside, this isn't quite as refreshing as a regular, as most other shandies or radlers I've had. It's got some heft to it. It feels like a 5.0 beer. It doesn't feel like a light beer, much less a shandy. But yeah, if you're looking for, now that I think about it, it's like, yeah, it's beer-like, but I can't quite grasp what kind of beer it is. There's obviously an ale that it's mixed with, but that can't be a golden ale because a golden ale, if you mixed it with lemonade, would not be 5.0. It'd be like 4.0 max, and probably even less. I'm trying to think of a heavier golden type of. It's probably mixed with a pale ale. A heavy pale ale. It probably accounts for why the hopping is so present there. I think most of the time these are, when you make a shandy, it's mixed with a lighter golden or blonde ale. And this one seems to be mixed with something with a bit more heft in the body and heft in the hopping. But I'm being very, very repetitive in this review. I am enjoying this, however. And I do recommend it for people who find the usual shandies and radlers to be too sweet, too much on the lemonade side, and not enough on the beer side. This one is definitely all the way into the beer side with a hint of lemonade. And yeah, give it a shot if that is your jam or your lemon marmalade or what is a lemon spread called? I'm not sure. Anytime Lemonade Shandy from Deschutes. And that, folks, is your beer review for this week. Probably the only one for this week. Cheers.